Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I have Adam back. Woot woot. I mean, truthfully, Adam, you're just so gorgeous to look at. I just really wanted to let you know that. You're just so easy to look at. So exactly. Anyhow, he's back. He's going to give us an astrology update on what is going on in the United States and the world, all that good stuff. Anyways, before I mess that all up with my information, I'm going to hand it over to Adam, and he's going to take over for a while. And then when he's ready, then I'm going to probably do some reading on that and continue on. So go for it, Adam.
All right, Sheila, thanks so much for having me on your channel again. So as we know, there's some really intense stuff going on right now as far as the political spectrum, like the overturning of Roe versus Wade. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to talk about this new moon, which is actually today, and some of the astrological aspects that are occurring right now. And some of these aspects are super intense. It's really rare that I look at a chart, Sheila, and I see so many square aspects. And squares create tension, and they create dynamic, they create heartache. But on the positive note, squares can create a fighting spirit. And what we're really needing right now from the people is we're needing a fighting spirit to be able to really strive to overcome some of these limitations that have been put on our freedoms. So the first aspect is the planet Mars, and Mars happens to be in the astrological sign of Aries right now. Mars in Aries is really combative and wants to win. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and when you put Mars there, it makes for this aggressive, explosive type of energy that's all about winning. It's all about me first. When can I win? So it's in a square aspect, which is a super tense aspect to Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto represents the power structures. Capricorn is all about ambition for power and control. So what we are seeing here now with this square aspects is we are just seeing ruthless energy out there. Basically, people stepping on other people's toes. The overturning of, unfortunately, the overturning of this, this abortion right is really to try to get back at the Democrats. It's not about the people. It's this fight that's been going on back and forth, and unfortunately, it's ending up spilling out onto the common person and becoming extremely detrimental to what the United States stands for. So this is one of the aspects, that this aggressive energy that really represents this. The sun sign also right now too, it's in Cancer, and Cancer is a water sign, and Cancer is very psychic and very sensitive. The astrological sign Cancer actually rules the United States because the United States traditionally is all about families, as represented by the patriotic energy. And the United States also rules Aquarius. The moon is in Aquarius in the United States chart too. It's all about democratic principles and being free. So you take that sun-moon combination, Aquarius, sun, Cancer, moon, and that sort of represents kind of in a nutshell what the United States traditionally means. So the sun right now is squaring Jupiter. So this can make one feel very extremely overconfident, extremely proud, extremely lucky, extremely optimistic. So what we're seeing here now is the overturning of this abortion ban. We're seeing these Republicans, they're on the high hog right now. They're feeling in power, they're feeling in control, they're feeling like they're gonna rule the world. It's sort of like what's that show, Pinky and the Brain? It's this old show that used to come on, and the whole idea was with Pinky and the Brain was to try to rule the world. This whole sort of power hungry thing. And with that sun square Jupiter aspects, the sun's the ego structure, Jupiter's the moral compass. And when it's in a square aspect, morals get thrown out the window. There's the moral compass gets skewed in favor of power dynamics. So that's really what what we're seeing here as far as some of those super intense aspects. The moon too, the moon today is square Jupiter. So the moon is also in Cancer, right? Because this is the new moon. So what we're seeing is the next couple of days, the moon's also square in Jupiter too. So these are beliefs that maybe be challenged by other people. And the source of the challenge comes through emotional dynamics in relationships. So we're obviously seeing the collective emotional spectrum right now is very much being tipped. You know, as we know, the overall spectrum as far as how many people actually want this, are happy about this abortion ban, it's not a lot. It's there's kind of a parallel between this and the amount of people that actually were into Russia going into Ukraine. So most people aren't really into this. However, the ones that were able to initiate it, the ones in power are totally just like dancing and overestimating their capabilities right now. They feel like they're on top of the world. So this moon square Jupiter aspect, sun square Jupiter aspect, this is excessive behaviors, overindulgences, overestimating one's capabilities, lack of morals going out the window, in favor of power dynamics. So those are some of the Jupiter aspects as far as the morals being thrown out the window, and that Pluto and Mars really dynamic aspect. And I think the probably one of the really pivotal things that's going on right now is the North Node, which stands for our collective evolution. It is it's squaring Saturn right now, and Saturn stands for our karma. And Saturn is in Aquarius right now. Saturn in Aquarius is really all about freedom and all about telling the truth. So overturning this right now, really, it's like the United States, we're at a pivotal point. It's like, are we going to fight and break through this and actually go towards our democratic principles, or is this bullshit power struggles between the parties going to keep going on, right? And are we going to keep swinging the other way and have our rights and our freedoms and keep being blocked down? I mean, what are they going to go after next, right? Gay rights? I mean, seriously, at this rate, it was a couple months ago, it was super easy to be like, Roe versus Wade, that's never going to get overturned. You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. But look, it happened, and it happened fast, and it happened quick. And and I personally, I'm all about democratic principles, but this is some deep soul searching that the Republicans and the Democrats, yes, and the Democrats are going to have to come together and really like confront some of their BS. So yeah, I'm kind of upset, because I'm in the LGBT community, and I have a lot of friends in the community, and I feel really strong about it, so yeah, and I know there's a lot of women, all the females out there, are extremely upset about what happened, and this is a really scary thing. So
I agree. I agree. We also have that equally fighting. I mean, what do we do? How can we stop that? Because women are going to be put in a position, but you guys, right? The LGBTQ community are in, like, we're in danger, but you guys are like in danger because of the attitudes and stuff like that. It really does impact everybody. And I worry too. What are they going to do? They're going to make you guys get divorced? Are your marriages going to be not legal? I mean, automatically, you know what I mean? I can't. I know I can't.
Yeah.
But that's very interesting in how everything is coming to that head. Do you think that this might be the top of the mountain head, the fighting at the top of the mountain?
Unfortunately, no. And the reason why is because Pluto is still in Capricorn. It makes its full turn into Aquarius, which is going to be more democratic. January of 2024. It makes a sneak preview in 2023. My prediction actually is that things are actually going to get actually even worse before they get better.
A little uglier.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna leave that right there. But I'm gonna go ahead and do a little cards on your astrology assessment of the planets right here, right now. Now I had to mention that we're videotaping this today, but you're gonna go. The video is gonna be on tomorrow morning. So just letting you know that. Okay. I forgot to tell you that right from the get-go. Sounds like me. Okay. Well, interesting enough, the Queen of Swords comes out. The Queen of Swords comes out. The Queen of Swords is that professional, that quick-witted, the attention to detail, the independence, the organized women. Literally, the word at the bottom says organized women. So it's really interesting how we really have the Queen of Swords come out, but we also have the Democrat, like the men who are supporting us, the men who are getting out there and walking the streets with us. And there's a lot more of them. Oh, I just heard there's a lot more men out there that supported this Roe v. Wade than they're talking about. So there's going to be a lot more men coming to support us, which we would love as women to be the ones that, get out there, but we have to have this male counterpart by our side, not in front of us or behind us, but literally be right beside us. And the justice will come because of it. The justice will come. So that's really good news that with these two fighting for the rights, justice is going to come for all that. I'm going to pull just one more. And then the wealth and the happiness and the achievement of that fight will come around. So the 10 of Pentacles, which is the wealth of what they're going to bring to the table. So those are actually perfect cards for what you were just talking about, the fighting. So that's good news. At the end of the day, that's good news.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does make sense that this is that as of now. Yeah, I could definitely see that a lot more men coming to support.
Yeah, than we originally think, right? A lot of men just sit back and they're like, but all of a sudden they're thinking about it too. I mean, they have an interest in it as well. I mean, they don't want unwanted children either, right? This is that's just logic. They don't want unwanted children either. So, they have to come out and support. I heard that there was a mass sign up for vasectomies.
Okay, yeah. So you don't have to deal with that in the first
Exactly.
place.
So if they want to have all these women pregnant, there's all these men are like, I'm going to be out of that line. In fact, they probably won't be able to get a girlfriend unless they have a vasectomy at this point in time. You're like, but anyways, so what do we got next?
Wow. Yeah. So, yeah, there's, besides that, the super intense squares that are going on this new moon, there are actually, let's see here. There are a couple sextile aspects too, which are kind of like the silver lining. So the sextile aspects in the astrology chart, they can create opportunity. So the planet Venus, which rules relationships, and it's in a sextile aspect to Jupiter, which this aspect is a great aspect for travel right now. Jupiter, in a good aspect, is all about expanding the horizons, either through study and research or through foreign travel or domestic travel as well. So this is excellent for socializing, looking and feeling your best. Great time for dating, long distance travel, learning about other cultures, broadening horizons. So that being said, if you're super stressed out about what's going on as far as the political spectrum and all the inequality, maybe try to click off your TV for a little and, get outside, right? Socialize with friends, go on a trip, long trip, short trip, dinner date, right now is a great time to mix that up. Another good aspect going on right now is the planet Mars, which rules our energy. It's in a sextile aspect, which is a aspect of opportunity to the planet Saturn. And when Saturn is in a positive aspect, it's a great time for patience and endurance, and for setting long-term goals for success. This is a great aspect to make solid progress with a long-term project. So something that you've been working on, whether it be say a YouTube channel or writing material or an art project or some sort of business endeavor. Right now with this aspect, it gives the focus, dedication, and time and energy to be able to see things through to their fruition. So those are one more aspect here. The moon, which is a very swift moving planet. As of right now, it's in a sextile aspect to Uranus, which is the aspect of opportunity. Uranus is all about group and community and all about innovative change. So this is a great time for taking risks, for initiating change and marching to the beat of your own drum. And it right now is really just these next couple days with the moon sitting there with sextile Uranus, because the moon also stands for the emotions and the ability to want to kind of nurture. It's a great time for humanitarian concerns as well.
Fantastic.
What I also have to kind of wrap up the day is just some interesting aspects with the 5 Supreme Court justices who decided to go with the ban.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to just
to read on that. Okay, let me.
Yeah.
Well, we all know that they've been trying to do this the moment that Roe v. and Wade was enacted. They have been working towards this the whole time. And I think you had it nailed that they are excited. They thought that they really have done something now. They know that they got the majority. They know that they are in power. They know what they can do to us. That's absolutely for sure.
Yeah. And it really, it's as of now, it seems like it's almost like just what you can do to like be in power.
Well, they didn't even go with the majority of what people, the majority. They literally have aligned themselves with the minority of this country. What do they think that's going to do? That's going to gain more people? It's not.
Yeah, no, they don't even care.
But they had to throw their weight around and throw their power around, and that's exactly what they did. Look at that, the tower. They know that they were going to bring chaos to this country.
Yeah.
They did it on purpose. They're very happy. I mean, I can't lie with these cards. They're very happy. They're very happy with what they have done. Then they have they bring it back to the innocent. Oh, it's fine. We didn't do anything wrong. We didn't do anything wrong. Right? It's doing that. We also have the self-sufficient, the luxury, the security of what they have done. But what they're going to find out is it's going to be heartbroken. They're going to be heartbroken. So their conflict, the heartbreak, the severed ties is going of their relationships with people of the United States. That's exactly what we're seeing right now. The severed ties of their importance of the relationship with their American people. They no longer are the highest court of prestige. They are now our prosecutors, right? They are not there. So the heartbreak of what they see, and now it's going to become a burden of a responsibility of theirs to come out with that, and then they have to have steady progress to gain that respect back. Good God, my cards are on fire. There you have it.
Yeah, this has been I really see this as this is a pure power move. It was done out of a, you know, an act of spite.
Yep.
And it was done with a lot of not any forethought, a lot of compulsion. And this type of energy, it's like you roll that energy in the universe, it's gonna come back to you, and it's not gonna be pretty
boomerang. It's going to have a boomerang effect on them. They didn't do it out of pure heart. They didn't do it out of the care of the country. They didn't do it out of the care of the people of this country. That is going to be some seriously, it's like you put that energy out there. We all know when you get that back, it's like it multiplied while it was out in the universe, and it's coming back to you 10 times fold. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be something. So that's, but we all are forced to be in the wave. We're forced to be in that ocean wave with them. And that's the part where we're all having a hard time getting through, is we're forced to be in that whole wave. Mm-hmm. So anyways, all right. Is there anything else that we have? Is there anything going on in your, oh, you got more? Go ahead.
Yeah. So I just, I have just some quick aspects of the five Supreme Court justices that you know, were responsible for overturning this. And should I share a little bit, just as far as some brief astrological?
Yep, some briefs a little bit, just kind of give it a little bit of a synopsis.
So what I have noticed with almost all of them is they almost all have strong 10th house positions in the astrology chart, including the sun sign there. The 10th house, really, it's all about the need for recognition. It's all about fame. It's all about fortune. It's really a house that's considered very much sort of like in it for your own fame and your own fortune. The 10th house is extremely ambitious. I wouldn't really call it altruistic. So having the sun sign there, and a lot of them have Uranus there as well. The sun sign stands for the ego. So just off the bat, that I can see a lot of them are doing this out of their own ego motives. And also, when you have the strong Uranus positions in the 10th house, like most of them do as well, it also shows that there's an act of rebellion and an act of spite.
Yep.
That's really going along with this. And the act of rebellion and the act of spite is coming from that ego. That, you know, that it's almost like the limelight. It's almost like they're thinking perhaps like, oh, like the limelight isn't on me enough, right? Now if I go and I do this and that or whatever, then boom, you know what I mean? Then I'll have like more recognition and like more limelight, you know, type of thing. So that's one thing that's going on. A lot of them have peculiar Pluto aspects, or Pluto in retrograde. Pluto in retrograde, an individual has Pluto in retrograde in their astrology chart at their birth because they're struggling with power dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
And those who have Pluto in retrograde have a long past history, perhaps past lives, of power struggles in which they have abused others. And so a lot of times things get carried over. Unless someone's super conscious and does all their karmic cleanup, which most of us aren't even aware of that, right? That, you know, that these individuals are going to keep up the flow of that Pluto in retrograde, you know, and doing anything they can to have power over another person, just for the power. And what is interesting too is, you know, some of these people like Amy Coney Barrett, you know, she has strong Aquarius in her chart. You'd think Aquarius would be a super like democratic, right? However, Aquarius can kind of go both ways. If you get someone who's a super traditionalist, right, a super religious person like Amy Coney Barrett, then her Aquarian ideals are going to be more towards like, she feels like perhaps she's like fighting for the people when she does this, but she's fighting for like the wrong party, right? Because Aquarius is like, let's fight for a cause, you know? She's fighting, but she's fighting on the wrong side. You know?
Yeah, so well, yeah. The Aquarius on the top is wonderful, absolutely somebody, but an Aquarius on the bottom,
yeah,
they're scary people.
Yeah, because Aquarius can be also do things, the negative aspect is Aquarius can do things just out of pure spite.
Yes.
Just to go against the grain, to be spiteful.
Yes.
And I feel like this is part of what's going on with her. But the number one scariest chart here that I'm seeing here is Samuel Alito's. He has the most like intense aspects. He has a ton of Aries in his chart. Aries just try. There's no forethought with Aries. It's like, I'm gonna dive in. I'm gonna go. I don't care as many people as I hurt. But life is a battleground. Life is war, and the strong survive.
Yeah.
With all the Aries he has, and he has the Pluto in retrograde, and he has the Moon, which is the emotions, sitting next to Saturn.
Oh,
You know who had a Moon? You know who had a Moon Saturn conjunction? Hitler.
Oh no.
The moon emotes the emotions the moon feels.
Yeah.
Saturn hates the emotions and is cold as ice. So his chart's the scariest.
I can believe that, and anybody that's out there is Aries, we're not trying to say that all Aries are scary, this, that, and the other. Aries has to have some sort of other planets in there to calm it all down in order for you to be right, as much as you're teaching me. However, what you're saying with him is he had a lot of Aries in his chart, correct?
He has a lot of Aries and
That's
several
scary.
And the North Node. So his evolutionary direction is to go more and more towards that Aries energy.
If there was anybody that could have been Hitler in the past, I bet you he could have been.
He has the astrology chart, like the reincarnational astrology chart of a real crazy like dictator, authoritarian type.
How old is this guy?
Samuel Alito, I'm actually not quite sure.
I just threw his cards. He wants to afflict pain on women. There's some sort of woman affliction he likes. Does that make sense?
It does make sense that he probably has some deep-seated issues around mother, right? Around
mother, like women, like dominance, something. Not necessarily that he's like the deceitful spy. He's the deceitful person in the whole thing. And there's the moon. Okay, so that kind of makes me think, as you were talking about that, and I know don't forget what you're gonna say because I want to hear it. It reminds me of with him as the catalyst, like he can get in there. He's finally got the power to innate pain. It's not like somebody in his past, a woman he is particularly going for. I think it's just all of them. Like, I am the superior race, the superior person, the superior,
And having all of those Aries placements with the North Node is Aries. That's a lot of like me first.
Yes.
Type of attitude, as opposed to the we. It's the me.
Yeah. And do you think anybody that is in Aries right now is having the worst time of their abilities to stay stable, out of curiosity? Because I know quite a few Aries right now are having lots of troubles just managing their emotions that are swinging.
Oh, interesting. Well, I know. Okay, for example, this new moon season, the sun and the moon are both in the astrological sign of Cancer, and this whole 30-day span, the sun sign is going through Cancer. Cancer and Aries are in what's called a square aspect. So a square is like butting heads. It's like coming. It's like,
so their emotions are being touched in a sense, like being. How can
tested.
Like Chinese, when you were doing that, it's like Chinese water torture.
Yeah, because the planets that square each other, like for example, Cancer's water, Aries is fire. It creates like steam.
Yeah.
Cancer's so introverted and so sort of like psychic and sensitive and very inward, and Aries wants to go out there and just like conquer. And it's the energies don't mesh well.
Well, I just literally had to take one of my Aries friends and put her in a river in the water just to heal her yesterday. She was just losing it. I mean, I took her thinking she was able to follow my direction, but I literally told her to lay down in the smoky river. Nobody's gonna drown. It was shallow. Lay down, and the water flowing over her, the sun on there, the earth coming up, the air, everything, and she felt lots better. But she was losing. She has no idea why she's losing her mind. There's another Aries that I know that is also losing your mind, but I was just thinking this may be what's going on with them.
Well, I mean, okay, for example, right now, Mars is in Aries. That's overheating.
Yeah.
Jupiter is in Aries too. Jupiter expands anything. So it's expanding the Aries qualities also.
Wow.
And Aries has a hard time for self-containment. Aries likes action, it likes energy, it likes movement. But it's very, Mars and Jupiter, they act as like, they're sort of combustible. Like explosive in Aries.
I can see that.
Uh-huh.
It's like Aries and all of a sudden somebody throws some pop rocks in there.
It's like, it could be almost like too much for the Aries.
Yeah, like,
it's too much, but they don't know how to like, they have a hard time grounding. Like the grounding energy is the earth.
Yeah.
Right? The nurturing energy is the water. The intellectual energy is the air. So if someone just has a ton of Aries, some of their only outlets are through like physical activity.
Yeah.
But if they're not able to do that, then it's hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Makes sense. To rationalize things or ground yourself, or to try to transmute, the energy, it can be hard.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that was great stuff. Great stuff. So I'm excited for all the comments that come through. If please go and subscribe to Adam Stargazing Astrology. I have to always make sure I'm saying stargazing because I think I got it wrong. Anyways. Onward, Sheila.
A while back.
Exactly. And he also does on his channel. He has all the information if you want an astrology chart created for you. He can also do a reading for you on that. So definitely go check his channel out. And I appreciate any last remaining words for this.
Thanks everyone for watching. And yeah, I offer astrology readings of all types. Please, if you have any questions about how to get a hold of me or anything like that, it's all on my YouTube page. Mm-hmm. You click under almost all my videos. There's all the information as far as how to get a hold of me via email. And we'll also put that in the description box of the video.
Fantastic. And before we really, really go, give us a list of all of the collaborations that you have done, maybe that you can remember maybe in the last month, so that everybody can go check you out on other people's channels.
Yes. Well, actually, if you look at my community tab, you can see all the collaborations I've done on my page. Yeah, I put them all in the community.
Well, there you go. All right, everyone. Thank you. Thanks Adam.